So, I usually, like yesterday, I pulled Topic. This is the deck that wants to come out. This is like what I call like my manifestation deck, which is really weird that I see this one coming out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card and we're gonna get a topic. And that's what we're gonna kind of talk about today for a little bit. And then if we get some paid readings, I'll pull away from that. And guys, anything you want to add, definitely can. Beginning, something is exciting. I knew that. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I almost wrote that down in the topic. And I was like, no, that's lame. We don't need to talk about that. and now the universe is like literally like, no, that's what we're gonna talk about. All right, so topic is creating something new and trying to be excited about it versus being daunted. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to create something new. I am officially new to Twitch on this account, and we are leaping. So welcome in, guys. I am Dead or Cassie. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, you can. I'm gonna change the topic here. Okay, so starting something new. Okay, so that is the topic. So one of the biggest things that I have, like, with the discomfort of starting something new is, like, just not knowing how it's going to result. Like, unknowns are petrifying. Yeah, you don't have to know everything all the time, guys. Like, it's funny, that's the card that came out. And that is the hardest part about starting something new, is like not knowing everything. And it's so funny that this card came out. I'm laughing. Universe, you never cease to amaze me. As a medium, it is a strange thing. Don't know what this card is. It wants me to flash straight here. So what is this? Yeah, and we have to let go of what no longer is needed, and that's why we need these new beginnings. If they're no longer serving us, we have to begin something new. And the 110, actually, 110, that is beginning disconnect. So allowing ourselves to disconnect from things that are no longer serving us so we can come into things that are aligned with us. And it freaking hurts. And the unknowns and not being able to explain everything is like one of the biggest issues. My journey in starting this and not knowing, like, am I going to be able to build a new community? Are people is this going to resonate with them? Doing something completely new versus like what the other people are doing on this platform. And kind of just like making my own way and kind of like trying to lower my expectations and just kind of letting things flow. So like this also feels like very much like to me, like the flowing and letting things flow away. If people aren't supposed to be here, they won't be here. If they are, they are. And being okay with that. Like, and that's gonna help me with those unknowns and not knowing everything. I just have to trust that the people that are supposed to find me will find me. And in this new beginning, that is the rough part about it. Like, we don't know what to expect. Who's going to be around? Who are we going to meet? Are we going to fail? Are we going to do it right? Are we going to make mistakes along the way? And I can tell you absolutely we're going to make mistakes along the way. So this one wants to come out. So Wishboat, I look forward to new challenges. Exactly. We have to be okay with those new challenges. It is, again, universe, don't cease to amaze me. We just have to see them as challenges and learning lessons, and like, are we going to be able to be okay with this? Are we going to be able to move forward? but just seeing these like as opportunities of growth. I'm gonna grab another deck over here. Okay, this one's kind of calling to me. I feel like it's kind of like gonna go on to the everything. We don't have to know everything. Okay, what do we not need to know here? I'm sorry. Okay. Again, I can't keep saying it. Like, it's just, yeah, we're having a hard time with planning things out, trying to be a perfectionist. And that is like that, like, we have to know everything. We have to plan everything out, right? And everything has to go exactly how we plan. Making decisions. We want those decisions to be fruitful, like to be successful. So we're like constantly like, yes, if this is gonna work, I need to plan it all out. And then it's also taking risks. So we're having a hard time taking those risks because we want to see the outcomes. But the thing is, it's not a risk. It's not leaping. It's not jumping off a cliff into something new if it's something we already know. That if we knew, it wouldn't be called a leap. Yeah, so planning things out and trying to make sure that we see every step that we're taking, that is like the definition of not leaping. I kind of feel like this card is going here. Let's see what this is going on. Movement, quick decisions, and progress. So we just need to be able to like see every step that we're taking, go ahead and move. We're having a hard time with that movement though, because we don't know and we're trying to make plans, but the plans are actually keeping us, robbing us from moving forward. It's upside down. So it is upside down. So that says that we're having a hard time with the movements, having a hard time with the decisions, and having a hard time seeing our progress as well. Like, we have to know that, like, it's okay to not know everything and to not know the direction we're taking, but we're taking steps in the right direction. And as long as we're taking those steps, that is progress. And the plans can come later. I know that sounds ridiculous, but for instance, I didn't know I was going to open a metaphysical shop. I did not know I was going to be a medium. I had no idea that this is where I was going to end up. I started taking steps towards self-love, and like from there it just kept growing. Like the plan just kept changing because I was changing. And as my plan changed and I changed, like, it all started making sense before it made sense. And now I am here having my own metaphysical shop, selling goth fashion, selling crystals, selling my artwork, and like this is not what I expected for myself. So you just have to take those steps forward, one step at a time in the present. And you don't have to have those plans. You don't have to have things solidified. You just have to step in the direction every day in your present life towards something that you ideally want for yourself. If that is like more self-love, if that is like, I want to be an artist, draw every day, things like that, like taking those small steps and those strides forward. Plans can come later. And because we're trying to know everything all the time, like I said, we're not taking those risks. And you'll know which risks to take once you get to the point where you feel like you can see a clear direction because you've taken enough steps. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this one's going to be on the side of the challenges. Not this deck. Okay, I'm feeling the energy. It feels like not this deck. Okay. I'm going to grab another deck. Okay. That meant something. So this deck represents to me belief, and it kind of like got thrown onto the floor as I was trying to grab this one, which is more of my like profanity deck is what it's called. Yeah, affirmation profanities. So But one of the biggest things that I see with this deck, and I need to show the picture, is like being on track, you know, trying to figure out what your track is. And this is a rainbow, guys. It's not an actual track, so it's going to change as we grow, as we change, it's going to change. But we have to throw out some of those beliefs, some of those confining beliefs. Okay, so this is going right here on the new challenges. Okay, it's upside down. But it says, do no harm, but take no shit. So spreading kindness when you mistake my kindness for weakness. So like making sure we have clear boundaries with people as we are coming into these new challenges, making sure that we have good boundaries is going to help with these challenges. So make sure you're always kind, but don't let any mother effer mistake that for weakness. I don't know why I just censored it. I cuss a lot, but I censored it. Your self-respect and boundaries always come first. Yeah, we need to make sure that as we're coming into these challenges, that we have clear boundaries. It is upside down, so a lot of us might be struggling as we're coming into something new, having good boundaries with people. And I know that I did. When I first started my metaphysical shop, when I first started this journey to being a medium, a lot of people tried to take advantage. Or I was too open with people, and then they used whatever information I gave them against me. So, yeah, we just have to make sure as we're coming into these new challenges that we have these clear boundaries, and that we're not giving too much information for our challenges to become more difficult if people are trying to stop us, because it makes them feel, when you're beginning something new, it makes them take a hard look in the mirror and realize that they aren't doing all of the things that they wanted to do in their life, and you kind of like, misery likes company, right? They want to pull you back. Their hearts have blackened, they're jaded, they don't want to take the steps forward in their life, and they don't like seeing someone else doing it. This is on the note of like what I'm talking about, and it's not connected here, but it's on the note that I'm talking about. So this is love yourself. So we just need to love yourself during the journey. And it says, don't be so hard on yourself. The moment you start treating yourself like the way that these assholes treat you. I'm not going to read what exactly it says here. Is the day you level up. Now give yourself what you need and have a nice big cup of positive tea. So things to give yourself is love, more credit, forgiveness, patience, and attention. So making sure that we are giving that as we are stepping forward, and don't treat yourself the way that these people want to treat you, as like they're trying to knock you down because they don't like what they see you doing, because they want to stop you because it makes them feel bad about themselves. Like, don't allow that to get under your skin. Yeah, don't treat yourself like these people want to treat you. Okay, we're bridging. Do no harm, kindness. Bridging to this self-love. Love the fuck out of your friends, though. Making sure that we actually are appreciating those that are being supportive during all of this. Life is better with them, and there's just some things you can't do without them. So like making sure that we are holding appreciation for those that are in our support team. And it's upside down, so we do sometimes fail to see that there are people that are helping us, because we focus on, as we're studying something new, all the things that people aren't doing. The people that aren't being supportive, the people that are trying to drag you down, we tend to like look more towards them. And I feel like it's accidentally. It's definitely not on purpose. I feel like I need to clear chat. How do I clear chat? I'm gonna try to clear chat because it's like full of me trying to. How do I purge it? Sorry guys, I feel like part of the reason why nobody's talking is because of this, so just hold on with me as I try to get rid of all of this craziness that I put in chat. Trying to clear it out. Whoa, what am I hitting? Oh no, help, I'm hitting things. And honestly, I think this is part of the message. I don't know what the F I'm doing. I'm learning as I go, and like, it's not gonna look perfect. It's not going to look pretty, and we just have to be okay with that. Like, you're starting something new. It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna be gorgeous, and we just have to be okay with that. You are starting something new, and yeah, you gotta be easy on yourself. Ooh, gross. I just did something weird with my cards. I flipped them on top of these. I'm gonna hold this. I'll look at this card in just a moment, because this feels like a flipped perception, but I want to look at this card first. Self-assurance, integrity, and clear-mindedness. We just need to make sure that we are, as we're coming forward into something new, that we are reassuring ourselves, like I just did, like it's okay, like it's not gonna look all that great. Hold into integrity and clear-mindedness. Just make sure that we're balanced during all of this. And this is like on top of the friends thing too. So like, that's part of that. We don't have to completely rely on these people. They don't need to validate us. But it's a part of understanding the people that are there for us, and I think that's the integrity part. Okay, so one of the things we need to do, and this is flipped, so this is flipping the deck. Like, I feel like it was completely flipped. So it is discernment, critical thinking, and insight. So as we're starting something new, we're coming into something completely unknown. This is completely unknown to us. So we need to make sure that we are able to, when we come up against these challenges, come into these new challenges, that we are able to kind of like come into completely new perspectives. Flip that. Flip the challenges, flip the concepts, because we're coming in to something new, but the insight, it only comes from the challenges, from the mistakes, from not knowing exactly where we're gonna go. Okay, is that it for this one? Nope, we're grabbing a shadow card. Ooh, a shadow card. Why the shadow cards? When we start something new, you got to remember that it says new challenges. The first card that I pulled was like, be excited about something new. That was the card. There's a downside to that, and I do feel like we will see exactly what that is, but we just have to remember to hold on to that excitement as we come into that new thing. I feel like energetically it feels boxed in. This feels boxed in. And this is on the movement. Don't forget yourself in this process. I think that when we are trying to move forward and we're coming into these decisions, trying to make progress, that we can forget why we set out on beginning something in the first place. So like, it's trying to let us know, don't forget yourself during the process of trying to come into this new beginning. Because if you're taking steps into the ideal direction that you want to take, someone could kind of push you off course and you could kind of lose yourself, take bad advice. You could decide that you want to go a completely different direction, and then by the end you get to that end direction, you get from the A to the B, and you're at B and you're like, who the F is standing in front of me? Because this isn't who I originally meant to come out to be. I feel like, okay, so this card wants to hover. So this is something we're not allowing ourselves, because in the process of like trying to begin something, we could forget ourselves. I'll see when we're gonna flip that over. Okay, a wish card wants to come out with it. No, not with it, on top of it. Okay. So this is something that we're not allowing ourselves to have as well. Okay. Is that it? Yes, I think this is it for this particular part of the topic. But, okay, so if we are trying to take those steps forward and the strides forward, if we forget ourselves in the process, we are robbing ourselves of this. What is this? The child I was meant to be. Yeah, you're robbing yourself of what you started out. Like, what did you begin this for? Like, why did you begin this? You're robbing yourself of, like, ultimately what your inner child wanted. But if we come into that awareness and we understand that, then we will get this. You'll be able to send a letter out to the universe. The world loves you. So those beautiful ripples that could come from, you can send those messages out, like the impact that you wanted to have on the world, like what you set out to be, the hero. You know, I'm thinking of like a kid that like wanted to be like Superman or Goku back. I'm thinking the original Dragon Ball Z. I don't know the Goku now, but you set out to want to be these heroes, and that innocence is robbed at one point when we realize that it's fictional. But the thing is, we can still come into bringing those messages to the world, and being that in a very different way. Like, we don't have to be flying around with supernatural abilities, but we can still be that hero. Send those messages out. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I think that is good. Let's wrap this up, and then I'll see if it wants to bring anything else up. But yeah, guys, use your discernment and your critical thinking, understanding that these challenges are helping you grow when you come into something new, and that you have to let go of the things that aren't aligned with you, and that's why we have to start these new things. But we can't know everything, because if you try to know everything, it can rob you from making movement, making progress, making decisions in the direction that you would like to go. You could overplan, overthink, death by overthinking. And then you don't do anything. And part of it is like trying to know everything, that you could forget yourself in the process and rob yourself of what you meant to set out to do, who you meant to be. You rob the world of your beautiful light, your beautiful messages, and the things that you were originally attempting to bring to the world. But yeah, just remember the supportive people in your life. Set good boundaries with people that are trying to rob you of this light. They don't like you because you are doing something they can't do. And just be positive for yourself and reassure yourself. Okay. That was the message. It's a very clear message. But yeah. Welcome in, guys. If you want to say hi, you can. Anytime I'm doing these, like, you guys can definitely speak. You can definitely talk. If you have anything to add about new beginnings, like your experience, like, I'm trying to build a spiritual community. So yeah, I want to talk about these things. Like, we can have a back and forth. For sure. Okay. And I definitely tried to censor some of the profanity deck when I try to do my readings, mattering on the audience. And it's so hard for me to just like read them without knowing, like being able to see the audience like right in front of me. Because like I said, I cuss naturally, but like I try to censor myself, mattering on the person in front of me. And it's so weird doing it on camera, because like there's a part of me that's conditioned to censor, and another part of me that's like, no, you're good. It's so conflicting. Again, beginning something new. Like, this is new. I don't know what to expect. But it can be exciting. Aha! Full circle, universe, full circle. So we just have to remember the exciting part. Learning is exciting. We're going to make mistakes along the way. We're going to be unsure. We're going to feel not confident about what the hell we're doing. Like, I just changed this setup before I jumped in, and I was like, I don't know that I like it. We do this to ourselves. And I don't know, like, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I like being able to see chat on the screen, though. Especially since I'm gonna move some of these to YouTube. And I keep wondering if I should cross-platform. Eventually I'll get there, but like one new thing at a time. And that's another thing, like baby steps. Let me know this one platform before I like jump onto these other platforms. And I guess OBS like has that ability, I guess? I don't know. That's weird. Interesting. Okay, so the topic that the universe just brought up just now as I was putting the cards away is that we need to make sure that we are not putting endings in to our past, meaning like our past is not affecting endings. So like as we are beginning something new, that we're not held in trauma from things that ended too soon, and then basically putting that energy into the new thing that we're creating. Because if we do that, then we will make something end or fail before it was supposed to. Which makes a lot of sense to me. Let me make sure that chat is working. It's gonna say test. Okay. Now it's gonna say test and it's gonna bother me the whole time, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah. So we just need to make sure that we are not putting our traumas into our new things and then closing a door before we get the opportunity to see that it is fruitful and that success can come from it. I know that I am definitely guilty of that. I will tell myself that like, oh, this is gonna fail just like everything else, and then I get inside my head, and then the next thing you know, it's failing, and I'm like, oh, I knew it. But the thing is, it failed not because it was supposed to fail, because I had already set out on failing. And sometimes we need to understand that a lot of us aren't used to success and aren't used to things going the way that we planned and wanted. So we can actually imagine failure better than success. So we just need to make sure that we're not doing that to ourselves. We're not shutting the door and then not allowing ourselves to have that. Okay, so they have a deck coming out for me. Okay, I think that we're moving into resilience in this part of this conversation, because as we're starting something new, we have to remember the strength, our inner strengths, our resilience, because unfortunately, yes, it might be something new, but our past comes with us. Our concepts and lenses from the things that have happened in the past plague our new beginnings. So we have to remember that resilience. Is this something we're not allowing ourselves to have? Ooh, another one. Is this something else we're not allowing ourselves to have? Are we stacking things? Universe, we're stacking things? And a lot of times we just need to keep in mind, and I think that's why this is happening, is the subject is changing to like being unique. Sometimes when you begin this something, you don't do it like everybody else. You don't. It says welcome to chat room. That is so weird. Like booted me out of the chat room and I came back in. So I'm like focusing on the star here. So this is like shining our own light. Open your mind. We cannot be dragged down these old conditioning, old concepts, ways of thinking. Look at the thing in his eye. Open your mind. I said it was like a shining. You know, open your mind to the new possibilities. Don't close yourself off. Don't close yourself off before it happens. What is this? Set it free. Yeah, you gotta let your imagination go. This is upside down, so we're having a hard time with this because, like, when it comes to concerns of the past, when it comes to things where we overthink, we have to allow to let go the past when it comes to sometimes stepping into something new. We don't know how it's gonna go. We don't know how it's gonna pan out, and we have to set those thoughts free. Don't let them hold us down and keeping us from flying. You see the bird on there? No, keep us from taking flight. Okay, this is another pedestal. Something else we're not allowing ourselves to have. So we've got the blocks and the blocks. Oh my goodness, we're stacking again. Okay. So the blocks represent not allowing ourselves to have certain things. So if we are not keeping our mind open, if we're not setting free our thoughts, because like if you look at this, the set the free is right here. So we have to set free our thoughts, and it's sideways on purpose here. I can feel it intuitively. It's sideways because we need to ebb and flow in our thoughts. We can't completely let them go. We have to, aha! I figured out what the universe is trying to say. We have to still process our own thoughts. We have to just not be our thoughts. Don't be your emotions. You have to observe them and let them pass. Aha! I'm figuring it out. Yeah, so they want us to set it free in that way. Like, process our thoughts. Like, if we have these fears that are coming up, acknowledge them, but then let them go. Let them go. And that's how we're going to open our mind, is by letting go those old concepts, those things that we think, hey, this has failed in the past. It's not going to work again. It's not going to happen again. Observe, let them go, let them fly. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Thank you, universe. I was like, why is it sideways? Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so let's flip this one. This is open your mind. Flip, flip, flip. Weave your reality. So we are the creators of our own reality. We have to remember that. And that's why we have to keep our mind open to new possibilities. We are the authors to our own stories. And if we don't like it, we can change our story. No one has control over that other than us. And we have to know that if we are allowing someone to rob us of a direction, it's because we let them. That's hard to understand. But yeah, as we're coming into these new beginnings, if we're trying to make this new beginning work, we are creating our own thing. We have to keep our mind open to that. Okay. This is the first stack. Once we know that we are the creators of our own reality and whatever we want to begin, we are capable of, then we're going to get this. Not so black and white. We're going to realize that things are not meant to be so black and white. Then we're going to find those gray tones. The door is not going to shut in your face, nor is it going to be completely open. We're going to find out where we lie, where these beginnings lead us. Things are not just so open, close, shut, open. Yeah, you get what I mean. Like, they're not so black and white. And once we come into realizing that if we're trying to start something new, that it might not pan out the way that we originally thought, but it's going to turn out in a way that we needed. Like opening a metaphysical shop, not knowing that. Let's see, be curious, be a curious creature. So like, just keep your curiosity up. When we come into understanding that things are not so black and white, we can start looking at the universe and the unknowns without fear and just become curious. Like, I wonder what's going to happen if I do this. I wonder what's going to happen if I take this leap. We're going to be able to come into making more of those risks and knowing that we are weaving our own story, and then we're taking these leaps, knowing that we've put the safety nets there so that way if we leap, we can catch ourselves guided jumping, but being curious of the outcome. Starting a new channel. I wonder who's going to show up. I wonder who's going to say hi. I wonder how this is going to pan out. But knowing that it's not, no one's going to show up, or I'm going to do amazing. Like, you're going to find the shades of gray and start coming into curiosities. This is the peak, whatever this is. I'm getting whimsy. I'm getting ebb and flow energy from it. Ebb and flow. Okay, universe. Advice from a cat. So it's funny because someone came in the other day and they were talking about paranoia and worrying about the future and sharing advice with me and worrying about that. And she said, I need to give you a code. And the code was cat. And I think that what we're trying to say is, like, sometimes we have to move forward with cautions and try to put cautions in place so we can feel better about sharing aspects, documenting things, moving forward. Advice from a cat, yeah. So it is being open to these new perspectives and then moving forward in a way that you have comfort. Yeah. I'm sorry I'm laughing about that because, like, this card would literally not make sense if I had pulled it like two weeks ago. But this is about, like, speaking in code, allowing yourself to move forward in a way that you're comfortable and confident, whatever that looks like for you. Yeah, it's the safety nets. It's the safety nets. And the safety nets are going to change as you develop new perspectives and things like that. Like the safety nets and the securities and the things that you once thought were super important go away. Okay, universe, it's making so much sense. Okay, so when I first started streaming, not on this channel, I was terrified. I knew that I wanted to show my face. I knew absolutely I wanted to show my face. And I decided that the only way that I could show my face was if it was gray tone. And this didn't make sense to anyone but me. This was a safety net for me. I had a black and white camera, a gray tone camera, and it made sense to me, and it set me free, but it didn't make sense to anyone else. They were like, how does that make you feel better? It doesn't fucking matter. It makes me feel better. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If they think that's ridiculous and they don't know why I'm doing that, it makes sense to me. So I'm gonna find the ways that I can continue moving forward in safety and security, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else. As long as I'm taking the steps forward into coming into what I want to do. The black and white camera thing, it was a big step for me. I was terrified of streaming. I knew that I wanted to build a community. I knew that I wanted to share my art. And the black and white camera gave me the courage to show my face while also having enough security for myself that I didn't feel that people could see me. Like, they couldn't see, like, the flaws on my face or the color of my house. Like, I don't know why it gave me that security, but it was my speaking in code to myself to say, like, you're safe, you're good. And as I became more comfortable, I did switch to a colored camera. My video got bigger, and I met other people that had started streaming and their videos would be, like, super tiny, or they would have, like, a filter over the top of their face, and it was what they had to do. And now we have VTubers and stuff like that, and the PNGs, and that is a way too where they feel like they're able to show their face, but, like, they're taking those steps and strides forward, but in a way that they can. And so this is about just understanding the self. So, like, once you become the author to your own story by allowing your mind to be open, realizing that you were the author to your own story, Nothing is really black and white conceptually. Being curious about the unknowns instead, you're going to find out what you need to do in order to break out of your comfort zone to allow challenge. Like, what is it going to take for you to take that leap? What do you have to do to allow yourself to step out of fear and into the light? That's the code. Thank you. It's such a beautiful reading. Thank you, universe. Love that. No, that takes me back to like how I started this and like reflecting on being able to see my resilience and all this. Full circle, I'm sorry. Oh, tricky universe. Okay, so I was talking about resilience before I started the card reading, and I'd forgotten why we started the card reading, and it was to talk about resilience. I know where I've come from. I know that, like, when I first started streaming, my streams were black and white. I know that they were. And look at me now. Like, the camera is fucking huge. And there I go cussing again. But I'm not afraid to show my face. I'm not afraid to be me. I'm not afraid to show my authentic self, and that is so different. And like, I used to hyperventilate when one viewer would come in. I would literally hyperventilate, and people had to leave because like there's this person that's on stream, and they're like freaking choking up and breathing really hard and freaking out. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that, especially feeling like you are the one that caused that, you know. But as soon as that view count jumped up to 1, I would freak out. And it's coming to the point where, like, I streamed for 6 years, and now coming into this new beginning and being terrified of, like, okay, what is coming? Yeah, what's gonna come? And the thing is, like, be excited about it. Don't worry about the people that are gonna be shitholes along the way. Be excited for the people that do support you. I'm smiling because it's all coming together. Because I do appreciate the people, like in my other beginnings, but like I do tend to think more about the people that weren't supportive and the people that were assholes. But there were people that were supportive. And sometimes it's not the people that you thought were going to be supportive. And sometimes that hurts, yes, but like you can't allow their like lack of support to affect you in a way that you stop doing it. Okay, let's see if we got anything else. It is an interesting day. So there's only 16 viewers in the tarot. That is so weird. In tarot, there's only 16 viewers for the entire thing. It's Friday. And this is something I'm learning too. Like, maybe people aren't on Friday. Like this is like 2 p.m. almost MST. So like these are things that I'm learning. So like maybe I don't stream on on tarot during this particular time. I don't know. But I'm just recognizing that because I'm like, I started like getting into myself, right? And going, oh my gosh, like there's only one viewer. Is it something I'm doing? And we talked about that, like making sure that you are paying attention to your integrity and making like these critical decisions based on facts and not emotions when you are starting something new. Look over at the viewers. In the tarot, there's only 16 viewers for the entire tarot community right now. I feel better about myself. So I think that we just need to make sure that we are, again, with these new beginnings, that we are paying attention to the logic and like having our deductive thinking and stuff like that. So that way we're not like inside our heads about like, is it something I'm doing? It's not. But I look forward to like definitely posting this on YouTube. Okay, so that's on what I was saying. A choice to make. Yeah, we can choose to allow things like this to drag us down, or we can choose to see the more logical side. It is a choice to let us, if we're going to let this like drag us down and defeat us, or if we are going to look at it prospectively in a different way. So he's looking at the flame here in a way that is going to be more productive for us. It's all about perspectives and how we view the world around us. So if I choose to see the one viewer as sadness, there's one person here, and I appreciate you. Even if you're lurking, I appreciate you, because I do have that one person out there supporting, and I'm sure you know who you are. I'm pretty sure I know who you are. Thank you for supporting. But yeah, I could make these choices impact me. I could let them impact me, but it is a choice. I am making that choice to either let it impact me or not. This card goes on top of here. Your path alone. Yeah, so part of it is that we might feel like we're alone sometimes when we start something new. And we struggle with that, like feeling alone. So again, we are talking about that right now. So we may feel alone in this, but we're not alone. That's why I said thank you so much to that one viewer. Thank you, universe, for bringing a card that supports that as well. We are not alone. We might feel that we are, but we're not. And one of the things that I feel like I want to say as the spiritual community is like, you have your spirit guides with you, you have your loved ones with you always, never alone. Which I'm going to go ahead and grab an art piece because I want to show you this art piece. I'll be right back. I sold out of them. I sold out of them. I can't show you. So, okay, so the interesting thing about this message, right? You're never alone. And you don't see sometimes the support that you are receiving. I sold out of them. And I didn't even realize I had sold out of them until I went to go grab one to show you guys. And like, that is that unrecognized support, right? It's a piece, I'll have to show you guys on stream one of these times. Do I have it on my computer? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Okay, but I think that the important part of this... Can I show you on my phone? Okay, I'm gonna try to show you on my phone. Oh, my website! I have one on my website. I'll post a link to my website and stuff in the chat. Or not in the chat, in the description. The Instagram and stuff so you can see my art. But this is my art. It's called Never Alone. I'm trying to see if the light will stop bouncing off of it in such a way. Whee! Yeah, it's hard to see on the phone. Okay, but basically it's a person in the shower, in the embrace. Oh, that's better. So in this camera, guys. The other camera. She's in the shower, kind of like curled into a little ball, and she has like her guide, kind of like holding her in a brace. And the piece is called Never Alone, and it's about like how everyone that has ever loved you or will ever love you is with you in that moment. And that is like the very definition of not realizing that you have support. I feel like the universe is definitely calling me out. They told me to go find that piece, and then realizing that I had sold out when I didn't realize I had sold out. And part of it is like I haven't sold any for a little while, and I now have that realization it's because I was sold out. So it's not that people were no longer supporting that particular piece, it was that they couldn't because I had not noticed the amount of support I had already received. So there is a message in that as well. We are never alone. It might seem that we are, but even energetically, we have like our collective self, which is the version of you that remembers all of your incarnations. It also goes by higher self. They don't prefer that. That's why I try not to use that one. But anyway, okay. Okay, these cards want to stick together. They're very stuck together. I feel like it's a together message. I'm getting an energy burn from the bottom one. Gotta enjoy the moment. And knowledge is power. So as we are making mistakes, as we are learning, we're getting closer to that success. And we just have to remember to be present and enjoy the moment, even when it is not going exactly the way that we would desire it to go. We just need to make sure that we are understanding that there's lessons in this and that success isn't just like a freaking light switch. It's not a matter of just flipping it on. When we're coming into these new beginnings, they're not going to be easy, but we're ultimately trying to transform. I'm looking at the butterfly on this. We're trying to come into that transformation. We're trying to be better, to grow from this experience. And as long as we can see that we are growing and to be excited about this, like I'm excited about my growth. I'm excited about this message. And there's something beautiful about that. All the knowledge that I'm gaining is important. Knowledge is power. Be excited about what we're learning along the way. Okay, I see another deck. Oh! And I'm gonna go ahead and end in about 7 minutes, guys. 7 minutes. And I appreciate those too that are watching this video on YouTube and checking it out, and taking all of this stuff into consideration. We are not alone. Choose who you will become. So this is about the uncertainty of being able to choose who we want to become. Like, who do we want to become? That's what a lot of these new beginnings are about, is trying to make those choices. Oh, I love this song so much. This one's a remake though. Wake up, it's your moment. So when we talked about enjoying the moments, guys, enjoy those moments. It is your moment. Wake up, it is your moment. And you're stepping into these new beginnings. It's time. It's you. You are doing this. Enjoy the moment. I'm getting a lot of energy burn from the it's your moment. And I think it's because, like, these new beginnings, like, you are choosing yourself. Choose who you'll become. I forgot that was the card that I laid it on. Exactly. You are choosing yourself. You are choosing a path in which you want to walk. This is your moment. Enjoy it. You're not alone. You are choosing you. You have you. Okay, these cards want to come together, but they are on a pedestal. All our times have come. Don't fear the Reaper, guys. What are we speeding to? What are we trying to speed to? If we're going from A to B, like, we shouldn't be racing to the end of our lives, right? Okay, I'm gonna flip these. Yeah, follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. You know what is best for you. You know what's best for you. don't follow the bad advice when it comes to these new beginnings. You know what you want. You know who you want to be. Change in the night. You have changed quickly. Yeah, and a lot of these people, they don't know you anymore. If they did, they don't know you anymore. And the thing is, these go together, and part of it is like you change, and you have to get to know you and what you want, and that never stops happening. And as you are taking these steps forward into new beginnings, you are discovering you, and that's why the path is always shifting. That's why it's a rainbow and not tracks, because it'll change direction as you go. I didn't think I was going to be a medium. I didn't think I was going to have a medical store or metaphysical store. I didn't know this, but here I am, and that is beautiful and important and amazing, and I don't regret any of this, but I didn't know when I first started taking these steps that this is where I would be, and I'm happy where I am. And I'm also terrified because I still have to take leaps, but now it's different leaps. Those leaps have a bit of direction. Because I'm like, okay, this is where I am now. Where do I want to go from here? And that's the important part. Presently, what can I do right now in my present moment to head the direction I want to go, ideally? It's not a race to the end, and we need to enjoy the moment. The moment that we are currently in. Okay, we got any more cards coming out? Is that it? Are we wrapped up, universe? Okay, so I feel like there's one more card here. I do feel like it's a conclusion card, though. And I'm being told to breathe. Take in the moment. Be okay with your unorthodox approach. If you were starting something new, it might be something that no one has ever seen, but it's okay. You're gonna find the people that align. You're going to find those that matter. You have to stay open. Holy shit! I drew it again. You have to stay open. Don't let the doors close before they're ready to close. Be in the moment. Be authentically yourself, and you're gonna find the people that align. Thanks for being a part of this, and I just have to thank the universe too for reminding me why I'm doing this, and that it's okay to have a low amount of viewers, and it's okay to come into a beginning and be excited knowing that you are choosing yourself and be in the moment. We're gonna make those mistakes, and we're going to feel alone sometimes through some of the process, but we can choose to still be excited about the new growth, and eventually we will find those that are meant to find us. And there's always people that are supporting in ways that we don't see. In the backgrounds. It could even be our guides, it could be the universe supporting this direction. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end that on that note. Yep. The cards have spoken. They are not coming forward with anything else. There's something with an eye. Just remember who you are. Don't forget yourself in the process of a new beginning. Alright. Love you all. See you next time. I'm gonna try to stream again tomorrow. I might try to stream again tonight. Mattering. So I might be on later tonight with a new topic. Yeah, thanks for tuning in for those that end up watching this. You're appreciated. Thanks for your support. Alright, bye guys. Much love all.